Hi, this is Sandy. Getting ready to do a post-cycling stretch workout, a little bit of yoga, a little bit of Pilates, just to stretch out the muscles in your legs and hips. So we'll start out in a tabletop position. And then just get your hands right underneath the wrists, knees under hips. We'll start with some cat and cow, just moving the spine, breathing in and breathing out. And then we'll take a stretch back into child's pose, the knees apart, just reaching those hips back. And then just allow the hips to sway a little bit to the right and to the left. And let's go ahead and walk the hands over to one side, just stretching out, really reaching back through that hip, reaching forward through the fingertips, even gripping the floor. Take a deep breath in, exhale out. And then walk your hands through center, going to the other side. Again, just reaching nice and long through the side body. Breathe deep here. And then walk your hands forward. We'll come up into a downward facing dog pose. I'm going to slide my socks off. So making sure they don't slip. Fingers spread wide, tuck your toes, lift the hips up. And then you can bend your knees. Maybe pedal out your feet a little bit. Holding one leg straight, bending the other, and then switching. Get that stretch all the way down your legs, your calves, hamstrings. Shifting forward to plank position, nice and strong, lifting the belly, pressing the floor away, and then we'll go one more downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale, then bring your feet together. We'll pick up the right foot, extend it, and then we're going to bend the knee. We're bringing that knee all the way through, stepping it forward. We'll drop that back knee down, untuck your toes, and we'll just move forward and back a little. You can turn your foot out, maybe walk your hands to the inside. Just get that stretch in the hip flexors, quadricep. Breathing in and out as you move. Maybe stay in there for that stretch a little bit longer. And if you can deepen it, maybe walk down to those forearms. You can reach your arm up, maybe holding on to the knee, getting a little bit of a external rotation, stretching out the inner thighs. And we'll transition back to your downward facing dog pose. Big breath in. Switching legs, left leg reaches up. Knee bends and we're stepping forward, lowering that knee down in the back. And we'll just start rocking forward and back. And just taking your time with the stretch. You should be pretty warmed up if you just finished biking or cycling on your spin bike. Okay, and then we're going to come forward a little bit. We're going to hang out there. We're going to do a little bit of external rotation, maybe rolling onto the blade of your foot. Getting that stretch in your inner thighs. And then Daisy's saying hello to the camera. Daisy, come here. Good girl. Good girl. Come over here. And then maybe lower down onto your forearms a little bit. You're not camera shy or anything, are you, girl? Come here. Come here. And then just sink a little deeper. Breathing in and out. And then from here, we're going to transition down to your belly. Just go ahead and lay down. You can stack up your hands. And we'll just start swaying the hips a little bit to the right and to the left. Bring your feet a little closer together. And then reach your arms forward. So we're going to come up on the fingertips. So I want you to get the sensation of lengthening your torso. So press down into your hips and then pull your arms back. Just lift your chest, lift your gaze, and then see if you can float your legs up and just come into a little bit of a variation of locust pose. Exhale, lower. And then we'll go again, lifting up, lengthening, and then lower back down. And then bend your elbows, and then we're gonna press all the way up. Tabletop stretch back into child's pose. Relax your head. And then downward facing dog pose. Pedaling out the feet, bending and straightening the legs. Plank pose, and then tabletop position. And then we're going to get ready to do some rolling. So if you have a foam roller, you can go ahead and use that. If you don't have a foam roller, you can just use a tennis ball. Tennis balls within a sock are really good. So go ahead and grab those. And we'll meet down on the floor on your back. Right, so here we are, we're gonna have this foam roller right underneath of your hamstrings, and we're gonna go ahead and lay down, and your legs are gonna be just draped over top of it. So if you have balls, you can just put them underneath of your legs. We're just gonna be moving the legs back and forth like the scissors, just kind of swiping them right out to the side and back in. And this just massages out those hamstrings. And then go ahead and relax, take a breath or two. And then we're going to move it down a little bit closer, not to the back of the knee, but just above it, so right where those hamstrings attach. And we'll do that movement again, just back and forth, nice and gentle. Come here. And then relax and go ahead and let your legs release down to the floor. And then we're going to put our feet on top of it. So you want to have your feet about hip width apart. We're going to have our arms down. We're going to lift up into a bridge. So you're lifting your hips up. And if you don't have a foam roller, you can just put your feet flat on the floor. Maybe put them on yoga blocks. Just gives you a little bit of height. And then we're going to slowly sink down, starting from the top, and just slowly lower your hips all the way down to the mat. We'll do this 2 more times, just lifting up, peeling up. And then starting from the top, working your way down to your tailbone. And then just 1 more up. And slowly come down. And then we're going to keep our feet on. We're going to push the roller all the way out. And so it's just underneath of your ankles. And we'll just cross one leg over, and you're just going to go from side to side, just massaging out that back of your ankle. And you can flex and point your feet. This feels really nice on the legs and feet, ankles, calves. Switch across the other side, and again, you're just rocking, flexing and pointing. And then placing your feet on top of the roller, we're going to pull it all the way in, and we're going to lift up our hips and slide it underneath. And you can put a yoga block underneath there, or you have a little core ball, you could put that underneath your hips. We're just going to get the legs elevated here. So we're going to stretch them up, and you're just going to open and close the legs a couple of times, just so it feels good, and then maybe walk on the ceiling. And we're going to do a nice hip flexor stretch. So let your left leg come down and just pull your right knee into your chest. And we're just going to lengthen all the way down front of your hip, front of your thigh. And if you want, you could stretch your left arm and hold it here and breathe. So just let gravity do the work here. This feels really nice after cycling. You just want to hold it for about 4, 5, even 6 breaths. Let your breath be deep and full. And then we'll go ahead and switch your legs, extending opposite leg out. Let the arm float over your head and just hold it here, breathe. And then bend both of your knees in. And if you put your hands right on top of your thighs, maybe just do a couple little cat and cows here, tucking and tilting, stretching out that low back. And then we'll lower one foot down on the other, and then you can lift up and take out your support. And then if you want to take a little mini shavasana here, you can go ahead and stay on the floor, or if you're finished and you want to get going for the rest of your day, you can go ahead and come on up. And thank you for joining me for a little mini stretch after cycling. Thank you. Have a great day.